Before I forget, Editor Russ here. If you would like for your fan art, if you've got any fan art of Russ or Jody or like, the Efrus Minerva channel, send it to the efrusminerva@gmail.com for it to be featured either A in the next video or B in a tribute. Thank you, and enjoy the video. I know I just made a video about how there's nothing to do in Dragon's Life, which in a way is true. But today I was like, you know what? Maybe I was being a little too harsh. It was also like 5 in the morning. And hey, at least it's almost like 12 in the morning now. We got a big 5-hour difference there. So I kind of want to talk about the things that I think would be fun to do in Dragon's Life currently, and ways that you can improve it while we wait for an update. Because again, there is the truth of like, it's not entirely the developer's fault. They do have lives just like I do, and we do have to be patient, but here's ways that we can enhance it while we wait. Number 1, if you're a little older and you know how to do it, there's ways to stage fights where it's actually fair, and you get to decide who gets injured, who dies, and what's at stake. So a lot of the problems that you'll find is that people don't want to give up power, or they'll do whatever. And so an easy way to combat that is by having a random number selector. And let's say it's a number between 1 and 20. And you've got one person that's kind of like the middle ground, and then somebody who wants to attack and somebody who wants to defend. So let's say the attacker wants to kill the other dragon. Then the defender could be like, I don't want to, I want to get hurt instead, or I want to land a hit. And then whoever's closer to the number that the middle ground person is thinking, or if they do it through like an app, because sometimes, like I know I do the Spinny Wheel, and then that can decide how actions are played out. And I'll show you an example, because I know it can be a little confusing when I talk about it. So here's my example, and yes, I'm using my phone currently as a way to do this. So it may seem a little silly. So let's say we're trying to figure out, let's say Ares here wants to attack me. And in order to do that, we need to figure out how the battle system would work. And because there isn't a very good one besides, that's not, which one is it? Oh, it's that one. I have to remember the keybind. So let's say there's doing that, but that doesn't actually do anything. And so the way that I think is, let's say Ares over here says, if it's an even number, then I get to attack you. And I say, well, fine. If it's an odd number, then I dodge and attack you. And so we'll spin it. That was really loud. Now that I've won that battle fair and square, let's get on to the next one. The next one is actually something I used to do quite often, and a lot of people participated in, which I don't actually really like doing, in a public server, only because sometimes people are really, really mean about doing it, which is the rating your dragon OCs. Now, I am willing to bring it back and to play. If you see me online in Dragon's Life, I'll gladly meet you over here by the dock, and we could do that again just for old time's sake. I definitely want it to be a positive environment and to make cool skins, or I know for a while what we'd do is that we'd take like a certain type of topic and then we'd try to make skins out of it. Now, let's say you don't want to do that, but you still want to do something. You could also try to... This is going to sound like a really weird challenge, but I'd call it like the disguise yourself challenge, where you have to try to, kind of like hide and seek, where you have to make a dragon that can blend in with like maybe the environment, or like over here with the glowing accessories, maybe this kind of green. It'd be kind of cool to try and color match, or even a mushroom dragon. I don't think I've ever seen a mushroom dragon, so I think I might have to make that. One of the suggestions that came up was, besides like a fighting system, is actually racing, and I was thinking about that. You've got all these archways and you've got flying dragons. It feels like you would definitely want to have some sort of racing thing where a certain amount of people, like let's say it takes 2 people to start, so 1 person and then 2 people, but as many people can join. and the goal is to get all the checkpoints and then end up to the finish line. Like, let's say it could be right here, maybe you make a loop from here all the way back, you know. I also really wish we had the ability to pick up items. And the other thing is, what about, you know, I know there's quite a few games that are higher quality, but for lower quality devices. Like, not everybody has a $2,000 gaming computer. You know, some people have to play on their phone or their tablet or just their laptop, or, you know, maybe their computer isn't the best or their Wi-Fi. And there's not much you can do besides quality, but there could be settings in game that allow you to disable certain things that are like strictly on our side. Like, there's the bloom and, you know, there is some of this stuff, but I definitely feel like there could be a bit more just to help with the lag, because these new map changes are quite big and they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong, I think they're gorgeous. It's just for optimization purposes as well. On the other hand, shout out to Dragonfruit over here, who said that they like my OC, and I love your OC as well. But yeah, so I think really the most important thing is in this game so far is that there could be so many features that would be added. It's not just about the map itself; it's that there's a lot that could be, you know, kind of integrated into the system that I think we'd all like to see, especially in some of the other games. Like, I know there's the Animal Life RP game, which I actually go on quite a bit, only because it has select, like, you could have the general, like, chat, the, you know, kind of like how this is, but then instead of having these, it would be, like, an actual, like, little separate server that you could create, and it kept a lot of that lag out, and you also got to choose what map it was, which is very cool, because, you know, they had their old map, they had their new map, and then they had a different map, which I think was really, you know, it was smart. Also, thank you! I appreciate it. Yeah, don't worry, I get that a lot. I get that a lot. Maybe a little concerning amount, but, you know, it's I do appreciate it. So thank you. So yeah, I think the biggest thing that I really want to do, especially later on, is get more of, you know, get a community that's actually excited about the game again. Because it's not that I don't want to do videos on Dragon's Life, it's just there's nothing to do with it. Is I could do a Dragon Conga, I could rate people's OCs, we could do hide and seek, but at the end of the day, there's only so much of that you can do before it begins to feel repetitive. And I want to bring something new to the table that also doesn't, you know, obviously I'm very time restricted right now. So I want to find something that takes a little bit less time, that it can be done. You know, races would be fun, or, you know, we didn't even get anything for the Easter egg hunt, which I feel like they should have, because that was something a lot of people took part in, and, like, we got a badge for it, but it would have been cool, like, if we got, like, little bunny ears or something, you know? And hopefully, you know, again, I'm not upset at the developers, I'm not upset at any of the team. I think it is very hard work to run a game, and I've said that for ages. I said that even in the beginning when I defended them. It's more so that this is their community, and because we're a part of the community, it's important to know how to engage with them. And right now, it's like a lot of the people that are left over, there's some really, really good people, but then there's a lot of the toxicity, and that drove a lot of players out. Because it was just constant, or it was bullying about people's characters, or, you know, yada yada, and that's not good. Obviously, it's hard to stop that kind of stuff, but, you know, I want to see more. I want to see people really get into it and enjoy what they're here for. So what I would recommend, and what I say everyone do, is that when you have time, you know, log on and give people compliments. It may sound silly, and not everybody, you know, wants to hear it, and so then you'd have to then you back off. But, you know, we should be spreading some, heck, even if we ran around the map, or, you know, just started dancing on the bridge again like we used to, you know, we got to bring that hype back. And at this point, because it's just us as a community, and we can't push anything, and obviously Shy has already had a bunch of that problem where people would be pushing things, and it's just really, 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 really rough. So for now, let's focus on being good to each other and creating things. And please, in the comments below, tell me what kind of things that you'd like to see and what kind of games, and maybe we can set up a live stream where we all do it together for a video. But yeah, on that note, please like the video if you liked it, really. And then subscribe too. We're almost to 2K. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers. That's 2,000 of you guys. Also, hello, Glacier. I feel like I know you and I don't know why. But yeah, so basically, that's where I'm coming from with it, and I would love to see what you guys have for feedback. Subscribe if you'd like to, and if you don't, don't. But as always, I'm your host, Efers Minerva. I know, I'm sorry. I know I'm cringy. I'm working on it, I swear. But as always, I love you all. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Drink water. Eat food. Don't do anything that can harm you or harm others. And I'll see you next time. Ciao, guys.